Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 19, Week 2. We're taking another look at the Gotham team, Lion Tamers, currently Gothamless, taking on Why So Serious with jaso7 captaining. In the last round, the Spectre and the Sniper just kind of well, I was about to say chain fed. They did the opposite of that. They chain fed on the enemy team. They were they were the ones feeding. Or getting fed, rather. So, yeah, they chain 8. They had a very scrumptious buffet after a very conservative early game on the part of the Gotham team. Overly conservative, perhaps. See what happens this time. They're keeping the ban strategy pretty much the same. I think, oh, they're also getting rid of the bounty. I don't think they necessarily needed to do that. I think the bounty ended up being good in that game because the rest of the game was good. Like, it was very much a win more for them, and it didn't really feel like it tilted things much until the point where they weren't going to lose anyway. So I think let homeboy through. You know what I mean?
Dire team back.
Getting rid of the silencing man as well. Again, maybe a little bit of misaimed anger on the part of the Gotham team. I really don't think the silencer was that big of a deal. There certainly weren't that many fights. It felt like the global silence was the big thing. I think one of the early fights in the jungle, where it stopped the Medusa ult completely in its tracks, that was a pretty big global silence. I think there were a couple of occasions where it was like a good save. A good luck dork from Macropa. Thank you, Macropa. But, oh, Fiery X Joe here in chat. Shoutouts to you, Fiery X Joe. I guess the Avkpeen game is done because I see some of their guys coming in. But, Witch Doctor first. For those of you who are just in, I guess I should say that the Why So Serious team had a pretty convincing win in the first round. And Otto von Bismarck is back, but he's still on his vow of silence that he had to take when he became a poopsmith out in Australia, so.
5 seconds remaining.
Witch Doctor, first pick.
Radiant team back.
Not a terrible one. Abaddon coming out first for the Gotham team. That's pretty annoying to see if you're the Witch Doctor. It's like one of the worst matchups for him. I mean, that's presumably a support-to-support situation there, but
10 seconds
like,
remaining.
assuming they lane against each other really sucks for Witch Doctor. You just don't want to be involved in that.
5 seconds remaining.
And in the general game, it also is pretty bad. Doesn't get rid of the Maledict, but stops it from meaning anything, that's for certain. You know, when you have that, when you have the ability to just hit a shield on the Maledict and throw a Mist Coil at it, it pretty much just stops it from doing damage entirely unless the guy is already 99% dead. Some interesting bans here. Alk ban on Jaso's part. Taking a look at, presumably Leather, I guess. Maybe they're running Alk mid. I mean, this is a team that Otto von Bismarck is captaining, or coaching for, so you might see that Alk mid play. Banning out the Medusa, which is interesting.
Radiant team pick.
And this time, the Lion Tamers are going to end up with the Spectre. Presumably going to be seeing that on La.
Early against the one hero that's good against, but
10 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, they have done a fairly good job of banning out for it, I think, considering the pool that Why So Serious has. And they've kind of also banned out quite a few of the heroes that you would rather not see as Spectre, I think, so. There's still some risks involved, but it's not, like,
Radiant
insane
team
yet.
pick.
Undying coming up. Good combo, at least. I like the duo there. one of the more undersung ones. It's one that I feel like is like one of those like naturally
10
good
seconds remaining.
combos. You don't see a lot because I think in LD2L there's
5
oftentimes
seconds remaining.
kind of that middle pressure. You got to have your support lines all got to have CC and all that. So I think you don't necessarily often see that, but I think you could definitely get these two with, especially nicely with 3 that either does some stuns or takes advantage of some stuns. Like an axe, for example, could be good with this.
Dire team pick.
Or a pit lord, I guess. It's interesting. This team seems to kind of like their themed gimmick lineups. Like last time, they were all about alpha damage. This time, they're all about like not map control in the Dota sense, but
10
map
seconds
control in the more
remaining.
conventional sense of literally just making these big,
5 seconds
horrible
remaining.
areas in a team fight you don't want to be in.
The Venn diagram strategy, yeah.
Yep. Spamming circles.
This would have been a really great Ursa game for Dire if they hadn't already picked the Spectre.
And they hadn't already banned the Ursa.
Oh, and it's already banned, yeah.
That is a pretty sick Ursa game. I mean, you kill 2 heroes and ignore the other, and then kill him. So
Yep. At least it's a super baller lane. I mean, you could still have like a bad 1-to-1 matchup, but Clockwork coming out here. That's an interesting pick. It's certainly something that's going to help with the Venn diagram. You know, you can get over a lot of it. Who won G1, asks Kai. That would have been the Why So Serious, the Jaso team.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And he's going to hear that in 2 minutes. And somebody's definitely going to have to, probably Otto, unfortunately, even though he's our esteemed guest, is going to have to keep at least one eye on chat. Because Randy never does it when I ask him.
I use a Twitch overlay, so I don't have to pay for Twitch Prime. And it puts like a 2-minute delay on my streams that I'll watch. So I'd be watching your chat on a 2-minute delay, which is on a 2-minute delay of you.
Nice.
Radiant team pick.
Somebody point a gun at Randy and make him do it. Death Prophet coming up here. So, I don't think I like that particularly. I don't think it plays great into the Venn diagram strategy. You're gonna have like a super baller 9-second BKB when you get that. It's gonna be the best 9-second BKB of your life. Every other moment of your game is gonna be kind of painful, I think.
I don't know, the silence is pretty good for Witch Doctor.
yeah, you can consistently stop Witch Doctor ults, so is that...
Yeah, that is true. I think you could already kind of do that with the Clockwork if you wanted to, but you would
Right.
that would necessitate using Hook on it. So
Can you hook shot through a Pit Lord circle?
through a Pit
without
Lord
being
pit.
rooted?
I think you can shoot over it, but I don't think you can shoot when you're rooted.
You might just... It might hit the stun anyway, but like, stops you
Yeah,
at the
just-
edge.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
And do you hit zombies with the hook shot?
No. Like nothing
Yes, that'd
interacts
be
with
no.
zombies, basically.
Radiant team banned.
Storm Spirit.
Storm Spirit Gaming. Oh yeah.
Wow, I hate that.
It's terrible, but it's fun.
Yeah, wow, that's like the worst Storm Spirit game ever. What the hell are they doing? Now let me pick Storm Spirit into Hook Shell. Let me pick Storm Spirit into a Reliable Silence. Let me pick Storm Spirit into a support I'm never gonna kill. Really, too.
Seconds remaining.
And most importantly, let me
This
pick
Spectre
Storm
buys
Spirit.
Orchid.
Let me pick Storm Spirit into Spectre in an era where Spectre gets Orchid first. So you're gonna have to play that. If she does do that, if she does do the cool kid Spectre build, it's gonna be very. You're gonna have to be real goddamn careful in that early game. Like, if you
Like
get
the LD2 classic, right? You let
10
somebody else
seconds
initiate,
remaining.
which
Dire team
like I see you would have a pause one who could start fights. And
There
then
you go.
Storm waits out everything that he doesn't like, which is like Cogs and Spectre going on someone. Like you just have to deal with the Death Prophet silence. You just
Yeah.
go in after those 2 spells and hope the fight isn't already lost.
I guess if I'm an optimist, he's kind of in the same situation as DP, where Tombstone seems a bit free right now. It is true, yeah. Like, nothing has beaten that. Maybe we'll get, like, a Marcy or a Snapfire or something as last pick, but... Yeah, he's gonna be in the same situation, I would say, as the DP is, where it's like his 9-second BKB is gonna be extremely good, and every single other moment of this game is just gonna be pain for him.
5 seconds remaining.
Like, I just hate this as a Storm Spirit game. I think I hate it more than the DP. Because at least the DP, even in the worst case scenario, you know, you're still probably going to have some moments where you're going to get some good life drains, especially early on when you're not when the Pit Lord's not in town. This is fine as a DP game. Like, the Undying is still pretty threatening to you, but that's it. Whereas Storm Spirit, it's like 3 people have to be not in sight for the Storm Spirit to feel good. I don't
quite
know.
like
Kind of
the
got similar idle
Radiant, yeah.
poses, so.
PA?
last big Radiant. Yeah, it gives you the break on Spectre and its burst for DP.
Would be quite good. Also gives you the break for a Batten, as important as that is.
And the bad X Pudge, so like it's. Oh, yeah, okay, we're anti-mage.
Yeah, this is a fine anti-mage game as well, I think. You lack the break, but I think the mana break is going to be doing you pretty fair amount of good here.
10 seconds remaining.
And it's also
Let's get out
kind
Witch Doctor
of...
Storage.
storage.
Remaining.
Yep.
If I was in this game, I'd be picking Jug mid right now. DP up lane, Jug mid.
There you go. Yeah, I've been assuming it's DP offlane the whole time. So... Huskar.
Choose your hero.
I guess that's
Best
probably...
So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get a little,
Yep.
your little eggs thing to make anti-mage run at you.
Yeah, I
So-
think this is a really good Huskar game, actually. I'm actually super down with that. Doesn't really care about the Storm Spirit. Anti-mage, like, cries himself to sleep, and it just completely...
It's a pain though.
Bits of pain, but... I mean, I think the pit for Death Prophet is really bad. The pit for Huskar, I think, is more of an annoyance. Because you can just, you know, jump out, right? The second that pit gets done stunning, you just jump right out of there. And it also
funny
means...
interaction with the AM as well, because she's got no mana. You literally have no mana.
Yep, great into the AM. He doesn't care about the Storm Spirit. The Pit Lord can annoy him with a pit, but like if he's not in the pit, Pit Lord is gone. It's like one of the worst matchups for him you can imagine. Funnily enough, I think the thing he's worried about the most is the support line, which is like still in a pretty good spot, especially that Undying is like in a really good Undying game, but like if I'm anti-mage and the thing I'm most afraid of is their P4, I'm really not sweating it. This is really not anti-mage. If I'm Huskar and the thing I'm most worried about is their P4, I'm really not sweating it. This is a really good looking Huskar
Who do you
game.
think the Huskar's worried about? You're saying Underlord?
No.
No, Witch Doctor Undying, basically.
Yeah.
Is Witch Doctor the P4?
Undying would be
Prepare for
P4.
Yeah, Witch Doctor's the P5.
Yeah,
Well,
so he's saying he's worried about Undying.
Yeah.
Oh, if we were saying he's worried about the P4, why would you be
Well,
worried about
the thing
Undying?
I was saying is you'd be worried about the support line more than anyone else in this game, which is not saying anything. Is basically what I was
so
saying.
it's the
Like,
most you're worried about, which is he's not that worried. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you get in the if you get in the Witch Doctor blast into a pit, you kind of stuck pretty bad on the Huskar. He needs his team to bail them out in that scenario.
This anti-mage is handcuffed, right? Because he needs somebody else to take care of the Huskar. And Storm Sword is already handcuffed. So, the pause 3 tends to not be a hero if the other 2 cores are not doing well.
30 seconds.
Some warning signs.
Hi, Copless. Lord got that Q level 1 once again. Nice level 1 go there. The Radiant all walks uphill, gets nothing done is like, never mind, bro.
The battle begins.
And looks like 3 for 1. Oh wait, nobody went for this bounty. 4 for 0 for Gotham team here for the Lion Tamers. I mean, this is going to be maybe a pretty annoying Spectre Lion, that much is certain. Abaddon doesn't mean anything into this Undying, and Pit Lord is always annoying. Still, I don't think it's like unwinnably bad by any regard. So there's that. It's probably
This is a really bad stick lane for the Undying.
a bad stick lane.
Yeah, because they
that's
can
true.
cast 6 spells before they run out of mana for die.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that, but that is true, especially compared to what a great stick lane it is on the other side of the coin. 2 spell spammers. Okay, they're going to Abaddon. Oh my god.
That was a pretty sick decay.
Abaddon almost forgets that he has no HP anymore. Turns around at the last moment. Very scary. Maybe if he had the old version of Curse of Avernus, this would be a pretty good Abaddon lane, but not this version. Because you could get that off really easily against these two, but sadly you have no more silence. Matt has 3 gloves. 2 for your hands. Oh, never mind. One's a bracer now. Kind of a low CS opening for this game. Nobody's hitting creeps.
Yeah, everyone just kind of almost killing each other.
Yeah, really bizarre open to this game. I guess if anything is nominally in Radiant's advantage since they have the earlier focused lineup. This poor anti-mage, man. Everything was good in the world for this anti-mage until that Huskar came out. That Huskar came out, like, super sucks. Now I bet he's kicking himself he didn't think of that PA you brought up earlier, because, like, PA would be just fine with this nonsense, I think.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Presumably they wouldn't have
Huskar.
picked Huskar if they had PA.
Probably true, but you know how it goes. Tombstone here is gonna just accomplish nothing. Oh, Matt killed the Storm Spirit while I wasn't looking. Literally looked away for 1 second and he did that. Can't believe it. What's wrong with you, Matt? Why would you do this to me?
Report Matt.
True. Witch Doctor tried to have a fight for the Lotus, didn't get it, and died. So that's not what you want to have happen.
That's a rough one. Know all the damage you did to the clock is gonna get undone as well.
Or better yet, he can just wait until you Maledict again and then just immediately eat the Lotus and take 0 damage from your Maledict. Just completely waste it. Which is even funnier. As long as you don't die in the process.
I
Man,
actually really like the new Inner Fire against Storm Spirit as well. 3-second silence.
it is
That's kind of bonkers.
so rough to be Stormsphere right now. Not only is he dead, he's over 10 last hits down. Matt is just completely ruling over this lane at the moment. It's kind of a flashback to like the season 12 Matt. Had a lot of lanes that looked like this for him.
Radiant's courier.
I think when you have a fair lane for
Yeah,
Matt,
The last hits are 21 to 6, and he has
Yeah.
16 denies. Oh my god.
when you have a fair lane for Matt at mid, I think he will struggle against some of the mids you have in this pool. But when you have like a really tilted lane like this one, like he is really great at taking an advantage and running with it. This is really to his strength as a player, I think. So.
Storm Spirit's not even got the bottle yet, 4 minutes into the game. He's a very poor man.
This is like a demolished mid for Storm. It's a rough one.
It's just over. Things are going pretty
I'm
well for
actually
the AM
curious
though.
why they even picked the Storm though.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't really kill Clock or Abaddon.
it was bad when they picked it. I was talking about that in Big Phase. Like, I hated it from the moment I saw it, and it has not enthralled me since. Especially what a big deal Kingfisher is to this team. Like, I would say this is probably... In Game 1, he felt like their star player. Like, Jaso was doing a pretty good job, but it felt like the Kingfisher show in Game 1, really. The sniper just got to do whatever he wanted, go wherever he wanted, be whatever he wanted. I mean, he just got to have everything he wanted handed to him on a silver platter, right? Like, he made Game 1 his. And this game, he is so far gone, and it's down to Jaso and a bad anti-mage game. Like, it is kind of rough
It's
for how
pretty
this...
free lane though. The DP's not being anywhere near aggressive enough.
It's true. Things are very free for him, but... as long as things are freer for Huskar, I don't know how much it matters. And if things are incredibly free for Huskar...
No one interested in the Lotus on this side. Oh, dying. Nice, changed his mind.
well, who wants that thing? It sucks. Oh, never mind. Undying wants that thing. Still the feature from the new map I hate the most, to be honest with you. I really just do not understand why they thought that was... Oh.
Interesting.
Matt dies a tower, takes a
Looks at some of the
rotation.
tower there.
Storm nearly dies for his trouble. So that's really good for Storm. He really needed that.
Oh, that was an interesting TP.
Now the level differential is only by 1, and every time I look away from a lane, somebody dies in it.
Dire's middle tower is under
Baden
attack.
getting chased under the tower here by this Undying, who's not going to like
Stick
what
it up.
happens if he stays here. Oh my god, nobody did anything about the aggro. Come on, Liquid Joe, but you could have saved his life there for like a half second. And Witch Doctor is also now going to...
TP out and now can't TP back. That's pretty sad.
Witch Doctor is also now just gonna help Storm Spear just do the jungle here. Matt Snissel's going on and just walks in to break up the action. Clockwork picking up some money. Arcane's out on the Pit Lord, going right for the Rod of Atos as fast as humanly possible, which is not too bad against a Huskar when that's your biggest concern. Baden, rather low.
Doing a lot of damage, but I don't have the finish.
And the Clockwork rotating in here. Yeah, when they see that, they just leave immediately. They're smart. The Radiant folks at bot are gonna... Oh, hi, Storm Spirit. Wait, this isn't good. He's not gonna win this. Okay, he is gonna win this. Never mind. They had Tombstone came off cooldown at a really good time.
Oh,
Baden tries
that
to
was
deny
huge by
himself the
Kingfisher.
crease.
See, he had the worst mid lane we've probably seen in LD2L so far, and now he's owning. You can't keep your finger off this guy.
I mean, he's still bottom of the net worth charts for the cores, but you know, he is doing well for how bad this started. This is smart play on this team's part. I think perhaps another good sign of their history together outside of the league is, you know, when things go bad for Kingfisher, they know what to do here. I don't necessarily think it's gonna dig him out of the pit of this particular pit unless it goes horrible for
Yeah, this pit will be very hard to deal with, but you just kind of enable plays like that for your other heroes.
They are going all in on Spec. Oh my god. Pit Lord
killing
Express
Spec.
comes in, and the Spec is dead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Matt?
Matt in here. Oh, the Pit Lord just is like, I'm out.
Oh no, these
Undying
TPs.
tries to TP, but doesn't make it. Everybody looks at the Pit Lord Express before it blows up. Still on my minimap for some reason. There we go.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very sad for Spectre, who's not going to have TP up for quite a long time. Coppler's just playing with the anti-mage down a butt. Nothing more than playing, though. He's still way out in front, as I say. Polk is talking in chat about how Kingfisher is basically called him unaware of what counter picks are, but very good mechanically, which you can see that, I think. Rauk is going to get caught here. Is this going to pop ult immediately and then die?
Storm?
Oh my god, eat the Storm first! Sad, he killed the Storm for more than he gave, too. Wow. And does correctly call vision. The exact spot, in fact. So that looked like it was bad for Rauk. It was actually really good.
One other person. Was that Abaddon close enough to share the gold?
Nope. That was all to the Death Prophet.
No, it wasn't. It was 303 plus 122 to one hero.
Oh, was it? Oh, you're right. Not really sure. The Witch Doctor dies immediately. Spec is
Mac
here.
Kind of mad is at the part of the game where you can just erase people from the map by pointing at them.
It's also rushing the hell out of a BKB, which is gonna temper what the Pit Lord can do to him quite a bit. Pretty much have one opportunity. Do what?
Can't you just go BKB Ags? Why is he going for the halberd?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is just because it's standard operating procedure on Huskar, but I think I would agree it's probably not necessarily. Witch Doctor definitely wanted to get an ult going there, but didn't. Clock.
That was level 5.
Oh, you're right. Damn, he's pretty far behind, it feels like. Considering this Clockwork in this lane that got kind of owned is higher level than him now, it's a little rough to see that.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Ban Huskar, also a very good
Cut out
combo.
Kingfisher here.
Is under attack.
Can they do anything? This is a different question.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, flare.
Yeah. You're gonna spot him out.
Oh, oh!
They found the Witch Doctor.
Kind of
who's,
psychotic, but
yeah.
I appreciate it.
Gonna work out. They're just gonna kill the...
Oh no.
Matt
Okay,
jumps in
GP.
place, and now he's flying around.
Is under attack.
There we go. They just eat the Witch Doctor, they nearly get the Storm Spirit. Has to take an emergency exit there. Only 393 gold passes into the Tire's pocket, so it wasn't worth much.
You can get away with doing things like that because you can land the hook because you have a spec on your team. It's like pretty sick combo actually.
Yeah. A lot of nice chemistry like that on this team this time. You have the Abaddon with the Huskar who can help preserve Huskar when he's just like at that real breaking point. Like, you can just stick that Aphotic on him when he's really low and just let him do some more damage for another minute. The Spec Clock combo for multiple reasons. The only thing that kind of sticks out here, I feel like, is the DP, who really doesn't feel like she belongs here. I guess can
Radiant's middle
quickly
tower
eat
is
people
under
with ult
attack.
who are in cogs, and is your team's source of push. That's kind of it. So we're gonna miss on that hook. There's a bull and a 7-10 split going right down the middle. My Witch Doctor still not level 6, by the way.
They're gonna have
Here,
4
Radiant's
silencers
middle tower is
on
under
the
attack.
dire.
Dire's
2
middle
orchids,
tower is under
2
attack.
AoE silencers.
It's gonna be a very quietening game.
I feel like the AM is basically just AFK till he has got a mana. So they've got to play against his Huskar 4v5. And then even when he does have the mana, there's not really that much he's doing with it.
Yeah, and even when he gets some
Like one
Manta,
bad man at the timing is you die.
even when you get that Manta, it's still gonna kind of blow because he's still really. Oh, I'm glad you can see how much health it takes to teleport his Huskar. Even it still kind of blows because you still are in a situation where when Huskar gets that Ags, life is bad. Storm Spirit swinging a miss there, tries to ball in from very far away and ends up in the wrong spot. Kind of just dumped all his mana for nothing. Clockwork operating in the back here is in a lot of danger, but he has found his friends. That was a real waste of the first Witch Doctor ult. Save him, Abaddon, no! Very slow reaction time on the Abaddon, unfortunately. Are going to manage to get the Witch Doctor before he takes off. And these devious Storm Spirit illusions. Nobody's getting any kills that mean anything, though. That's something that's easy to notice right now. Like,
Well, I'd say every kill the Spectre gets means something.
that's at least partially true, but she's still pretty far behind. Doesn't have that Orchid yet. She's had a bad lane. They're not able to actually get the Storm Spirit, and they're not really able to get the Pit Lord either. Like, every time they have a fight, they just get the Undying or they get the Witch Doctor after they've already used their big spells. They don't get any of these cores. I think it's a
But even
little
still,
frustrating.
like, they're not killing the AM, but the AM needs 2 items to do anything.
That is true.
That's a long time. That is a long time. Like, they're looking at the 23, 24-minute time for AM to fight with them and actually do something.
Mount,
Is under attack.
just being the little general trying to make this charge go well. And they are indeed just going to get this tower for free. They've just been kind of on the tower world tour here so far.
Dire's bottom tower
Just
is
breaking
under
buildings
attack.
without much being able to be done. This, gears? Okay, there we go. That took a while. This Pit Lord is as dead as humanly possible. There's that kill I was talking about after all this time. Witch Doctor follows very swiftly. Honestly, well, Matt's pretty low and that's over, so never mind. I was going to say, if this ult is still going on, hit that T2 and see if you can get Anti-Mage to sweat and come out. Instead, he's going to get this bounty or this Wisdom Rune and do this stacked camp. Everyone is coming for him, though. He's going to know it, too, so no camp for you, AM. Now, that would be crazy if he was still doing that camp. That would be insanity.
That's energy. We'll take
Dire's top tower is under
that
attack.
for the Spectre.
Yep, good for the Spectre here, who's felt a little behind until that last little encounter. Now has her Orchid. Actually has Orchid and ult and is probably able to just eat this. Yep.
Well, Matt.
Oh
yeah.
no, the stupid stun. There we go.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Matt is just walking around the map.
Structures are fortified.
Storm Spirit trying to one-man push things. Is probably the right idea on the Radiant's part. Like, you're really down right now, just split all
Dire's
over the
middle tower
place.
is under attack.
Split and accept whoever Huskar finds dies. That's your game plan right now. Just make sure whoever you lose isn't that big of a target, isn't that big of a deal. Going for Pint next on the Pit Lord. Which, I mean, like, I guess that's okay. Gonna soak up some of that damage that the Huskar ult does. I don't know if it's necessarily ideal. I don't think I would do it here. It's just, if the item was better, I would consider it. But I think in a game that looks like this, you really... I mean, you probably just need Eternal Shroud's what you really need. But you know how it goes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Dying's name becomes very ironic once again.
Radiant's only chance of getting this Witch Doctor to KB or a shard. They don't do any physical damage.
Rip to the
Dire's courier
rip to
has
the
been
Pit Lord,
killed.
and that is true, yeah.
Dire's courier has been
Sort of what I
killed.
was talking about. Okay, Storm Spirit did just kill 2 couriers in the back line here. He's cutting this
Radiant
wave.
structures are fortified.
Going for the third.
And they're just gonna take out this Clockwork, or not Clockwork. They are going to take out the Clockwork, but they're going to take out the Undying, is what I meant.
Is under attack.
And you've got Anti-Mage at the bot T2, you've got Storm Spirit here at the mid T2.
Radiant's top
And Matt just missed both his skills. Whoops.
What can you do about that?
I think if he really wants to get a non-Ags item for some reason, just needs to get a Hex. I don't think he really needs it, but it would be good to stop these stupid TPs from happening. Or, you know, Ags also does that. Just get the Ags.
Tis mine.
Get Gleep now.
There you go.
That's at least a fun item.
He's getting
It's my
eggs.
favorite game.
After Halberd.
He is. He just didn't need the Halberd is where I'm going with that.
Yeah. I mean,
Not useful in
Probably
this
not.
game. I don't think in general, really. I noticed...
AM is still chilling, but I really don't see what it's going to do once you got the mana.
Okay, yes. What is this? They're doing Tormentor.
Zeus will you know.
Yeah, true. Cobb, let's get on it. Undying nearly dies of just a Tormentor. Oh. They're gonna find the anti-mage and they're gonna stun him. That's nasty.
Oh no.
And the Witch Doctor ult is gonna kill the Abaddon, who does not have his ult.
Oh, that was
you
the
go.
shot from the Tormentor.
Yeah.
We got the kill there.
And here comes the actual Witch Doctor ult. Just gets silenced pretty close to immediately. The Storm Spirit,
Oh,
there we go. Storm Spirit almost just kind of dies up there, but he has a Yules and that's able to preserve his life. They actually just lose a Spectre for that.
Yeah, and AM bought his Manta right before that happened, so he doesn't lose that much. Spec is like kind of catastrophic dying there because she doesn't have Manta yet.
Yeah. Just an overcommitment, I think. Just would have been better off just leaving, especially when you knew the Huskar was just not going to get there, and that guy's really your team right now. He has finished his halberd for all that's going to do, I guess. They found Pitlord.
Radiant are scanning.
At least he got that wisdom. Oh, they got Matt. They didn't get
Oh, he's
Matty.
BKB'd.
Pop is 9. Whoops. But
Oh,
they
no.
still actually can't like kill him though, or you can't kill anybody. He's still gonna die. Abaddon didn't like use any of the stuff on him when he still had mana. That's awkward. Oh my God, the Centaur!
What a
Nice! Goodness.
play. What a play by my Centaur.
That make a big
He's a
mess. And out comes the halberd, which isn't gonna help. That was his ninth. That was the 9 second.
You know?
It was a 9-second BKB for Huskar. That was really sad. And it's also something that wouldn't have happened if he had gotten the Ags before the halberd, or just not gotten the halberd at all. Like, really don't think that was to his advantage this game.
Yeah, damage is going to come from the Witch Doctor ult. AM's got Manta anyway, so... You gotta get kind of lucky to get the right go on it.
Matt has scouted out the Saint Mage here a little bit.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna need a hook to actually get him. Immediately gonna do the right thing there, and uh-oh. Yeah, he's
silent.
He's super silenced. They got the Orchid on him too.
Okay,
Roshan
sick.
available, one. Matt's down there.
Yeah, that is
Yep.
true.
So you just rush now.
You got Roche, you've got a Theobaddon with them too. But they're pulling out. They want this Sword Spirit. They've dropped the Orchid on him, but he just immediately ulted.
He is
Just-
dead, I believe.
Need that Nully maybe?
Nah, he's got a
Oh,
TP.
TPing. Nice
Where?
one.
My Death Prophet doesn't have a Yules? Okay.
No, he's got a pipe. He's building a BKB.
Yeah, that's
Interesting
not
one.
necessary.
This guy hates magic damage. He is the real anti-mage.
It's true. Just gotta show him what's up. They don't even like have like any magic damage. That's very baffling. It's like you've got the Storm Spirit stuff, and you've got the Firestorm, and I guess you got Maledict as well. That's it. Really don't need 2 items for that. Oh, Abaddon versus my brother in Christ. Your W gets rid of that. Abaddon versus the Pit Lord here in the jungle. Spectre is gonna come in and get involved. Not actually get the kill before the.
They're kind of
Orchid's
half
done.
committed to this.
with the silence on the Death Prophets. This is kind of an awkward ult. Spike still wants to do something here. Well, the Radiant wants nothing to do with it, and they're just gonna back up and try to cut. Maybe a really cool hook. Oh no, we got the Pit Lord here. And getting the Pit Lord distracts the Undying. Then Witch Doctor has to stick his neck out and get killed.
I'm out there as well.
Dire structures are fortified.
Just don't know if they counter
Dire's
initiate.
is under attack.
All that's said is a Witch Doctor, maybe they could do something. Not sure. Probably not. Realistically, if they're behind there are.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom
They're
tower
going
is
up
under
just straight
attack.
uphill. Okay. A little nuts,
So we
but why
still got
not?
the catapult. They might not have this, the thingy.
Oh, they found the Undying in the gears.
Oh
Undying
my
immediately leaves set
topless.
gears. Spectre comes in with the
Is under attack.
silence, but the Storm Spirit just immediately gets her to leave. Matt is
no
standing
BKB?
in
One,
everything,
kill
no
one.
BKB. But they can't actually. Okay, huge mana void on the Death Prophet. Just gets rid of
Dire's
the
bottom tower is
Huskar.
under attack.
Bitlord Express to try and cut this fight in half, but was just a little too far behind. Maybe?
You need
No,
some
was just
mana.
too far behind.
Oh,
Holy mana void.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So I guess that's another source of magic damage that the Death Prophet can deal with there. Shame she didn't do that. Well, you know,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
the Undying has forgotten this person is. Oh no! Okay. Gets him with the gets lit with the orchid
damage to
damage.
kill him, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Just needed to do Roche there, I think, instead of trying the uphill. I think if they have Aegis on Matt, that fight is like A-okay, because the only reason he's even in danger there is that freak accident, basically, as far as they're concerned. Just the mana void.
crazy. He keeps
Realistically,
walking in range of them. He survived that one, luckily.
Dire's top
And he
I agree with
just-
Otto actually. I think the early, like, he didn't need to BKB when he did. So if he had BKB for the second fight, maybe it's
Dire's
different.
top tower has
Also
fallen.
true. But there is definitely not a rule that says, you know, you couldn't have just turned around and gone back once you BKB. Just gone to Roche.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
Yeah, they didn't have DP ult either. It wasn't even a particularly good high ground attempt. And they're losing their high ground currently to a Storm Spirit, because no one's defending.
Dire's
The
top
DP
tower
ult's
is
now
under
up.
attack.
It's not a base race. Old Storm is going to win, I don't think. Spec and Abaddon going after the anti-mage here. Spectre gets to lose all of her mana for doing
Radiant's
this.
middle tower has fallen.
They are going in deep here in this fight. Anti-mage is in.
What a psychotic blink.
Dire's top
He's not getting punished.
Huge heal on that tombstone.
Maybe he's getting punished.
Oh man, anti-mage, all of his HP just came back, but that's the Ag's reveal on Huskar. Just gets rid of him.
Maybe.
Yep, they're gonna get this Abaddon for free, but
I mean, he's
Man,
still
that was
getting
pretty good
wrecked
trade,
in that.
that Storm, actually. Like, nearly got the range tracks.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like these wrecks are untouched, and top wrecks are now going to be like a problem if Dire wants to make a play.
3-for-1 trade. Losing anti-mage sucked, but they did make 2,103 gold. That was the Ag's reveal on Huskar. It's probably not great to do it and then immediately get donked in the head and die.
is under attack.
He's got the AM. Building heals now on the Death Prophet, who's gonna get coconutted.
Dire's middle tower
Pit Lord
has
Axe
fallen.
comes out. So now those pits are gonna be coming off the sides of the Fiend's Gate. And historically they would have been more annoying, but that is that time is in the past now. No, you've got a trait that does that instead, which he has, so.
Just what the doctor
Oh, they know he's gonna be down at the road by himself.
Oh no, oh baby, this ain't good.
Yeah, they have to
He's
scout
okay
it.
in there.
And here
Okay.
comes Storm. Immediately finds the
I don't
Huskar.
necessarily know this
Um,
guy's killable.
Oh man, this is actually really bad for Storm. Lost nearly all of his HP.
Oh, there's a
but
witch doctor.
the Witch Doctor is such a
Matt,
big
no.
problem. Didn't even die to
God.
Roche. Clockwork buys was like not worthwhile at all.
Dude, that was the Witch Doctor Axe. The bounce
Yeah,
off the
well-
clockwork into the Huskar to kill him.
The
Yeah.
clock hogs like trapped him in the Roche pit.
Just a very awkward go there. All this from one weird to BKB fumble.
Well, not just the BKB, like he's wasted gold on the halberd as well.
Oh,
which
so
is
true.
delayed
Yeah.
the axe time.
Yeah, if this halberd, if he didn't buy this, he would be at such a larger advantage right now. These things would mean nothing. There's
Yeah.
just so many kills that didn't happen because he didn't have that axe earlier. He just has this halberd for the
time-
nobody.
Time for the Storm to get Lincolns as well. He's got no pop. I suppose he's got the halberd pop, but like,
Yeah, there you go.
that's not really a particularly good pop.
I
You're
mean,
trying to catch
what
the
do you mean? What else are you gonna do with it, right? That's all it does.
I don't think the taunt happens until you impact, right?
Is under attack.
No.
So the Storm can just zip away.
No, you just halberd from the fog, and when you're 1 inch away from the Storm Spirit, there you go. You don't ask how you're both of those things. This is a pretty crazy go in here from this Storm Spirit. These guys aren't doing great, but not this bad. And yeah, just
Oh, no, the
immediately
Orchid.
falls
like this.
down, courtesy of the Orchid.
One taunt,
Yep,
one
the
taunt.
immediately gets re-silenced here. Though
can
is
zip.
likely going to,
Zip.
yeah, just going to be able to walk
you go.
away from this. Anti-mage coming in from the back. This could be a huge
Oh
ult,
my
and yeah,
God.
indeed it is. Who has that hammer? Goodbye, Copless. Matt is finally in the fight after everybody on his team is dead. Pumps
Can
his
Matt kill
BKB.
everybody? Let's see.
The answer is no. Goodbye.
Oh
5
my,
for
that
1
looked so
try.
bad, and then it wasn't bad. Holy.
15k net worth advantage now on the Radiant.
There was a fight earlier by the Tormentor where the guy didn't have the Huskar and they lost the fight. And then this fight again, they don't have the Huskar and they lose the fight.
Yeah. It's such a big, crucial pick for this team. They're really not playing around it. Some coordination issues that you don't really see on the other side of the affair. I mean, there's no way these 5 people have played each other, like, with each other at all. I think that is kind of part of what you're seeing here. Is just people go places and assume the Huskar is right behind him when he's not. That's like basically what's going on here. Or Huskar goes places thinking his team is going to be ready and they're not, or what have you.
Bit of a psychotic blink by my anti-mage, but
It
it's
works
gonna work
out. The Death Prophet is just mulch. Here comes the Witch Doctor ult.
Yeah, this Witch Doctor is impact.
Yeah, massive. If they win the game, it feels like it's just going to be on this guy. He was the key to killing the Huskar. He was really the only thing they had to do that, and he was just able to do it. Or at least force a round on a lot of occasions. It just feels so bad. And again, it's a coordination thing, because they had all the tools to deal with them, it just didn't turn out that way. It's also a build thing, we know how it goes.
Okay.
Spec
Finn's
is just
dying
gonna
uphill
melt.
now.
Made it nothing. Though, Storm
Nice
Spirit is
full
going to
playback
instantly
output,
die. Huskar is
Stagger.
going to follow. Die back on the Abaddon.
Ultra kill.
Ultra kill for my AM. Matt says go high ground and then says GG. All this from a wonky BKB.
Oh, that BKB.
the BKB that changed history. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a situation. This is unfortunate for Why So Serious, because game one I was putting them over. I think they had a comp that they understood the strengths of. I don't think the other team really, the Gotham team really understood what made that draft good, how to execute it, and it fell apart because of it. And in this game, they did have something that looks like an upside, I guess, but this is kind of feels more like one of their week one games where it's like it was like a really bad outdraft and it didn't really matter because it was such a big outplay. Like the Lion Tamers, the Gotham team, just kind of I don't know, just kind of put it together all wrong. Just the puzzle was jumbled, right? Like it just didn't come out right. There were just a lot of clear, very obvious missteps being made just from bad coordination. One of the things that I was talking about, there was a scrim that happened before the season with a Chone team and the Luth team. And one of the things I talked about is that even though it was like a really baller-looking Witch Doctor game, there was like a 30-minute period where Witch Doctor was unable to ult a single time. And it's a good Witch Doctor, very good Witch Doctor player. It was like a 30-minute dry spell where he wasn't able to ult like a single time. And because of that, the Chone team, even though they were probably the underdogs really in both regards, as far as both like draft and their like just on paper matchup, even though they were the underdog team, because they had that coordination factor, because it was such an outdraft, like not outdraft, but it was such an outmatch in the coordination factor, they were able to keep the thumb down on the Witch Doctor, which was so much of a part of their team fight, and at the end of the day, it really didn't matter at all about those other things, just because without that Witch Doctor, they couldn't win the team fights. This is like the opposite of that. Like, this is like they have so many of these awesome, great ways to stop this Witch Doctor, and none of it ever comes out. The DP and the Huskar both mismanaged their inventories, I think, pretty badly. And the Abaddon was playing well, but he was just like a non-factor besides just, one good Aphonic Shield to fight, basically. He was just out of the game, which is unfortunate. That doesn't mean he didn't do good. It just means that the game was just out of his reach. It's going to happen to you sometimes on P5. Like, I think the world where we get an earlier Yules on the DP and we get a Ags instead of that Halberd on the Huskar is a game where they win this match. And honestly, if it wasn't for a few like major coordination issues, like trying to have two different team fights without the Huskar, if it wasn't for like the weird uphill without the BKB, if it isn't for weird little strategic and tactical missteps like that, I guess those are just tactical missteps. If it wasn't for weird tactical missteps like that, I do still think, despite all that, the game probably does go to the Lion Tamers. It is unfortunate to say this.
Roshan solo as well, because he's
Yeah.
nowhere near.
Yeah, there was never a Roche attempt by the Lion Tamers until the one where he just goes in and has to 1v5, well 2v5 and dies. Like, tactical errors, I think, on the part of the Gotham team. It definitely did feel like this was more them dropping the ball than Jaso team running with it, unfortunately. Which isn't to say they didn't play well. I especially thought Kingfisher did really well coming back from that pit he was in. It's like, should have gone way worse from him than he did. Very good Witch Doctor player. Sadly, I wasn't talking about you, Sir Bricks. I was talking about a different game. You did good, though. You did very good. I do think some of it was them letting you do good, and that's kind of what I was talking about. But you did do good here. The Witch Doctor just was their key to killing the Anti-Mage, and they just never stopped him. No silences felt like they ever fell on him. There wasn't any building to, like, deal with them, right? The Yules came out on the DP, 3 items in. The Axe came out on the Huskar, 2 items in, right? Like, too late. Just too late for that stuff. If they just pulled that stuff out earlier, or if they had just had it so that the Spectre was focusing entirely on the Witch Doctor and was pretty much just ignoring everyone else, I think we could have had a very different story here today. But the coordination factor just didn't work out for the Lion Tamers. I think they still had the better draft, but I just don't think they had the coordination factor to pull it off. They definitely need to spend more time on the field with each other, I think. These guys need to play some games. They need to go queue some matches, because it feels like 5 guys meeting each other for the first time in a pub. It feels like those awkward teams you see sometimes in the All-Star games that just don't click together immediately. And maybe Gotham is like the glue there. I kind of doubt it, but maybe Gotham is kind of the glue there. and maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Awkward series for these guys. I definitely think they probably should have won this game, but they just didn't do it. Otto, what do you think? Oh, I think they're a bunch of
I actually
wankers. I
do
think they
think-
suck.
I do think Gotham actually will make this team better than the first 2 weeks. Because they've been playing with Lur and Matt, and I don't think either of them want to not play carry. Do you know what I mean? Like, both games, they're playing carry this week. Huskar and Spectre, Medusa, and Lifestealer. Whereas Gotham isn't going to pick a second carry.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
they
I
pick
felt like
pretty stupid, but
even beyond the logic of picking the Medusa in the first game, I think the bigger problem I had was just it's such a miscast of that lineup. Like, it's really not to Matt's strengths as a player to have him do something like that in a match that looks like that. But yeah, maybe Gotham is the glue holding us together, or maybe just the actual team comp that they are building around could help swing things. I don't know, but that's the way I see it. Randy, anything you want to throw in on this? If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into this season, but stand-ins are always needed, especially for the Luth and Gotham teams, it seems like. And, there's queues popping everywhere you look, in houses between the season, I mean, all kinds of fun to have. ld2l.gg, follow the link to the Discord server, that's where all the action happens. And we'll see you this Wednesday evening for our special Wii Fight on Wednesday nights, at least assuming anybody requests a game anyway. We'll see you this Wednesday night for the games to record, and failing that, we'll see you next time.